for our children. Throughout the history of the Old Testament, the people of Israel looked forward to the fulfillment of God's promises to send a Redeemer. They looked forward to the deserts to be turned into fertile land, that the scattered people be gathered together again, that the blind would see, the deaf to hear, the lame to walk. They, like us, hoped for lasting peace, tranquil lives, sufficiency of food, an end to suffering, pain, and misery. The importance of the Advent liturgy of John the Baptist and of Mary is to celebrate what they recognized. They serve as models for the church in discerning the presence of our Savior, Jesus Christ, in the world. In our preparation of Christmas, may we look forward to the celebration of his coming into the world and into our hearts. I'd like to set a version of the gospel passage of Luke on the occasion of the visitation of Mary to her elderly relative and the famous magnificat, which is a part of the evening prayer of the Liturgy of the Hours. And so I will give you an antiphon. I will give you the antiphon, and I'll cue you to come in each time. It's not in your program. Somehow it disappeared off the computer, so it can drive you nuts sometimes. The antiphon, which I'll cue you, is, "My spirit rejoices in God my Savior, holy is his name." Together, "My spirit rejoices in God my Savior, holy is his name." Then Mary said, "My being proclaims the greatness of the Lord. My spirit finds joy in God my Savior. For he has looked upon his servant in her lowliness. All ages to come shall call me blessed." Together, "My spirit rejoices in God my Savior, holy is his name." God, who is mighty, has done great things for me. Holy is his name. His mercy is from age to age on those who fear him. Again, "My spirit rejoices in God my Savior, holy is his name. He has shown might with his arm. He has confused the proud in their inmost thoughts. He has deposed the mighty from their thrones and raised the lowly to high places." Again, "My spirit rejoices in God my Savior, holy is his name. The hungry he has given every good thing, while the rich he has sent empty away. He has upheld Israel his servant, ever mindful of his mercy. Even as he promised our fathers, promised Abraham and his descendants forever. My spirit rejoices in God my Savior, holy is his name." So I pray that this Advent season will be a holy and a blessed one, as free from all anxiety and worry and the hectic pace of this time of year. Our news media is always filling us with crime and robberies, murders, and so forth. But there are a lot of good things that go on becoming unnoticed. That was an old movie several years ago, Pay It Forward. And I've seen on the news sometimes where somebody gets money and they think of a person in destitute and they give the money to that person. We have here in our own parish, 2 weeks ago, through the generosity of all the people, the contribution to the Christian Service Ministry, we provided food for about 135 families, and there were 34 people here in the hall the day of the distribution. Prior to that, the arranging and setting up and the warmth of the people who received the loving generosity of all of you. And we pray that we will continue that spirit, that's what Christmas is about, a charity to one another. The greatest commandment Jesus gave us was to love God, neighbor, and self. And so we see love in a perfect triangle, an equal-sided, equiangular figure, love in the middle, and God, neighbor, and self on all 3 points. And to keep that in balance, we've got to love ourselves enough, avoiding selfishness and selflessness, so that we can love God and neighbor. And so I pray that this Advent season will lead us to the joy of the Christmas season. And thank you all for coming tonight. And now, let's eat.